Hi friends, it is day 35 for me on the PCT. It's also Cinco de Mayo. No festivals or tamales here though. Just the same. Hey, I wanted to let you in on something. So I have been thinking about this the last several days and finally made a decision. And I'm going to end my hike in Kennedy Meadows, mile 702, I believe it is. And I think I mistakenly said it was at 702 in yesterday's video. It was at 602. So I got 100 miles to go. And, you know, I have several reasons for ending the hike. I will probably go into that in the next couple days in some short segments here while I continue to provide videos and continue my hike. But summary of that decision is I'm good with it. I'm excited and happy about what I've done, and sort of feel like the trail gets pretty monotonous after a while. And I don't have anything to prove out here. I came out to enjoy nature and see things that you don't see otherwise. And I've seen a lot of that. So to me, that's been a great aspect of this adventure. It's just witnessing some things that you can't see from the places you drive a car to, or that you even day hike to. So anyway, I will get back to you with more thoughts on that. But for now, I'm enjoying a nice morning. Got going probably my earliest yet at about 5:30 this morning. And it's really beautiful out and nice and cool. So I will be using less water this morning on my hike. All right, talk to you soon. Here's an example of one of the trail sections this morning. It's just beautiful. It's park-like with no understory, ponderosa pines, and other conifers, but there's just some beautiful sections of trail that are different than what we've been seeing the last several days, and this is one of them. Very nice. Still nice and cool this morning, and yeah. Just got to this spot called Landers Creek, and as you can see, it's a sort of more of a wet spot, but it is water. It's not the water that people are choosing to get, because there's a spring at the other end somewhere that is a very good water source. So I'll wait till that, and I actually haven't even drank any water this morning. It's so nice and cool. It's been a great hike so far. Well, right after crossing Landers Creek, we got this gate, which, if you haven't seen one of these, they prevent motorcycles from going through, but allow people to step over. And I don't know what you do if you have a horse, because that looks like a bit of a challenge for some, but I guess they'll go over it. We also have another trail register here and some seating. Look at that, benches and a little place to sit down and relax. Now, one of the things I wanted to address about my choice to end the hike soon is one of the reasons behind that certainly is my family. And I've had a very good, close connection with family. My two children, my wife, of course, Pam, who has been part of the reason that I'm still able to be out here, just supporting me every step of the way. And my two grandchildren, Zion and Zaria. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to them. In case you're wondering, one of the things Pam has said, and I've heard others say it too, is you can't quit out here on a bad day. And so it was really yesterday that really solidified for me that I was ready to end the hike. And it was a good day, but it was a very challenging day. I went 19 miles with no water available in between. And myself, like most, ran out of water after rationing it most of the day. I ran out 2 miles before the end. And although it was a bit of a struggle, it was actually a good thing. I enjoyed the fact that, that challenge was in front of me. And so, yeah, back to family anyway. My family means the world to me, and I miss them quite a bit. And so that's really one of the main emphasis for ending is to be back with them. And I really had nothing to prove by being out here the entire way or anything like that. I just feel like I got what I needed and what I came for out of this trail. And it wasn't to be a YouTube star. It wasn't any of that. It was more just the solitude and knowing that it's okay to be out in the woods on your own, camping and hiking, and feel comfortable, just purely comfortable with no fears or concerns. So back to my family again, I really appreciate the fact that they were sort of let me go, if you will, and said, do your best, and have been rooting me on the entire time. So enough of that. Let's get back to hiking. Hey, well, I'm happy to say that by 9 o'clock this morning, I had my 10 miles in. Started pretty early. Trail was fast. A lot of people sort of challenge themselves to get 10 by 10. And I usually don't do that because I get up too late. But after yesterday was pretty warm, I decided to get up early and get going. So I get 10 by 9. That's perfect. I've got there's a water cache coming up in about 3 to 4 miles. I hope there's some water there. If not, I'm still carrying quite a bit, but it would help to top off there. And then I think we've got another water spraying in about 16 miles. So I'm looking forward to seeing some water soon. Okay. Hey folks, I'm back here with you at mile 629. So started this morning at 6:02 and got a couple miles, I think 2 miles left, mostly downhill, to get to Bird Spring Pass. Bird Spring Pass is a spot where there's a road and a very well-known water cache that I got an update on, and it says there's water there. So I sure hope so, because I'm running low at this point, but I'm not going to run out today. Just one more thing to address my end of the hike, because I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments, a lot of people saying, oh no, or, what's happening. In general, I would say the hike has become quite monotonous in some ways. Just a lot of putting miles in, and that's not really what I came out here to do. I know there's a lot of miles involved in doing it, but to go 25, 30 miles in a day because you got to get water just is a little bit painful sometimes. and I understand that it happens, but I see a lot of people that are just sort of hung up on getting miles, and I'm not even sure they're looking around much. And I find myself doing that as well, just looking down, grinding up a hill. All of a sudden, I've seen nothing for 4 or 5 miles. So I think the real bottom line there is the fun has kind of left the hike for me. And I know that a lot of people are very determined and staying with it. And I really appreciate that, because I see a lot of younger people that obviously appreciate outdoors, nature. They're going to take care of the planet better if they have the exposure of doing these kinds of hikes. So I do appreciate that a lot. And just to finish that off, my thought, don't feel bad for me or anything. I feel great about it. I feel really great that I was able to put in, or will be able to put in, 700 miles of hiking in a month, just over a month. To me, that's a pretty big accomplishment. It's seconded only by a 7-day backpack that I've done in the past. So it's a big step up. And who knows, maybe one of these days I will complete this or do it in sections and find it more enjoyable. I certainly see a lot of people that do that, and I'm not opposed to it, but not right now. So anyway, I'll see you down the trail, and I'll show you the campsite that I'm planning on using somewhere right around Bird Spring Pass and the water. All right, cool. Well, I'm pretty excited. Look at my little cove here with this rock, some flat ground, and then the Joshua trees next to it. It's going to make a great campsite. But there's something way better, way better. I came down here, got to the trailhead, and here are 2 different folks doing trail magic down here. So we've got Jim from San Luis Obispo, and he is cooking up some chili. And it's just blown me away that people spend their time and effort to go do this for hikers. It's just amazing. There's Jim working the chili on the stove. And look at this, he's got a canopy set up, chairs. Couldn't ask for more. Oh, and a Coke.